Okay, so you're here for script writing. We probably won't actually write anything. I'm gonna write it here. It's a discussion, because it's really just considerations that you have to make. I used to work in TV, so I had to write scripts. The scripts that I made are gonna be a little bit different than what you did, but the considerations will be the same. So what I'm starting out, I think I have a good idea, but Mrs. Sapp wasn't quite clear on what, or I didn't understand her, on what you need to do. So what do you need to do for this project? What do you need to do? Why am I here? Avi?
Because we have to do this project where it is where we feel is where everyone has to film themselves saying or doing their project, and then so we have to write a script, because if we don't write a script, we won't know what we're saying.
Okay, so let's let other people have an opportunity to share. Okay, so we have to film ourselves, know what we're saying. Nevaeh?
We have to perform a debate as certain candidates, and you have to debate on a certain topic like abortion or ISIS and stuff.
Can you go get me another dry erase marker? All right. So what else do you need to do? What else do you need to do? You need to film yourselves, know what we're saying, perform a debate as the candidates on specific topics. Nevaeh?
You have to write a script for your debate.
So that to what end? Why?
Like,
To accomplish, what will that help you accomplish?
so that when you're performing it, you're not sure what you need to say.
Okay, be sure of what you're saying, because you're not doing this debate, you're not doing the research so that you can have your opinion, right? You've got to have this debate as if, like, let's pretend you're Hillary, you're Donald, you guys are debating on gun control. You're debating what Donald would say, not what Xander says, right? Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. And you would be debating as Hillary, what Hillary would say, not what Alexis believes, right? So that takes away some uncertainty, or that makes it uncertain, because you have to, that's a lot to memorize if you were to try to memorize what they would say. So you want to be sure of what you're saying. When people are giving debates, or when they're in a debate, or when they're speaking or acting, or think of even like a news reporter or somebody on camera, why do they have, what should their presentation look like? What should it be like?
Clean.
Clean, okay. How so?
Like, it's not, they don't mess up on much, that they're prepared for anything, pretty much.
And what does this preparedness, how does this make them look?
Professional.
They look professional. And formal, good. Uptight or relaxed?
A little bit of both.
Probably the formality will be that uptightness, but you want them to be a relaxed formal. It's okay. It's like in class, like now I'm having to be semi-formal in here just because we're asking questions, but I still have a formality about me, but I'm relaxed because I understand what's going on. Okay. Now I'm not going to say that you're not going to be nervous when you're up there, but it will make it easier if you already know what you're going to say, if you know that you can go back to that script. So there's two things we'll talk about. What and how you write it, and then the way you make it look on the page. Those are the two things we're gonna talk about. So, let's talk about what you're going to say and how you write it. And then, because that would be important, and then after you're all done and you get that figured out, then you'll fix it so that it's easy to read and things like that. So let's do, how do you think you would want to talk? If you're talking to somebody and you're going to do this debate, how do you think you would want to talk and make this presentation?
With clear words and like saying.
Okay, so clear words. Are you going to use big fancy words? Or are you going to maybe use a simpler vocabulary? So, okay, so specific vocab, but you're not going to want to get too technical, because if you get too technical, what's going to happen? Your audience is going to be like,
What are you
they won't
saying?
understand. The easiest way is to think about it, stop and think it. I'll take a picture of this and send this to everybody so you have this. But the rule would be is like, if you can understand what you're saying, even though you've done some research, but stop and think for a minute before you did the research. Would you still have been able to understand this? Then I think that that's pretty good. What else? How else, when somebody's talking, when you see a TV person reading, when a person is doing a debate, what do they talk about? How do they talk about things? What do you think?
They talk about things and how they're going to fix the issue that we have, or something like that.
Okay. So, like, directly, they don't...
Right.
Like, a good, well, not a good debater, but sometimes they'll go around the issue, but
Like
you would like them to specifically, like, talk directly to you, so directly address an issue? Do you want, when Jackie Walorski's up there talking, do you want her having super long sentences with lots of clauses and ands and buts and ors?
No, because she only has a specific.
She only has a specific amount of time? And why else do you not want long, complicated sentences?
It's long and
more
bitter.
words in the way and you can't figure out what she's trying to get at.
Okay, so I know that you've been working on compound sentences and complex sentences, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have permission for this to not do compound complex sentences because, so you're gonna want more simple sentences. Now, does that mean you can't maybe have like a clause here and there? No, you could probably do, but you wanna make sure, again, that you understand, because they don't have the ability to go back and reread what you've done. And if they're thinking about it, they're like, and then they look up, and they're like, what were you doing? So,
So like the news for GMTV, short and sweet, basically.
hopefully,
Bless you.
that's how I tried to write it. You wanna talk like you're having a conversation with somebody, even though it's formal, you can still have a formal conversation. Okay, so when you're talking, the way we talk is different than the way we write. Because if you truly tried to talk how you read in the book, just think of how boring and stilted that would be. It's meant for two different things. Your ears work different than your eyes. So conversational. This is why I liked when I went to college and I took my news writing class. Like, I could write how I talk. And so it didn't have to be this big fancy long 5-page paper. But what do you still have to do? You have to directly address the issue. So you still need your main idea. How long are these supposed to be?
10
The
minutes.
debate, yeah.
5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, 5 to 10 minutes. 5 minutes will be feel like a long time when you're up there. But if you're prepared, then you can practice it. So what in addition do you need to your main idea still?
Okay.
When you write a paper, you have your main idea, and then what do you have?
Your evidence.
Evidence?
Evidence. And then what do you do with the evidence?
And we make a conclusion.
Yeah. Can I put explain? All right, so my main idea is, let's pretend I'm Hillary Clinton. Guns are dangerous. You can't just stop there. You haven't given any evidence. Guns are dangerous, and there have been 100 shootings where toddlers have found the guns in their parents' drawers and have shot people. Okay, well, then you gotta give the conclusion. Guns are dangerous, all these toddlers have found the guns and shot people, and it just causes so much harm. It hurts more than just the people, the shooter and the person that shot. Their families get hurt, and they have to go to court. And so by doing that, you see how we've expanded and given ourselves some more stuff to talk about? Okay, so good. Simple sentences, conversational, clear. I think this is good, because you don't want to get too fancy. If you get too fancy, what happens when you're listening to somebody that's trying to be big shot and talks all
You fall asleep.
falsely? Okay, so this is, you'll do this first. So write it first, just write it normal. And then what do you think you need to think about when you actually have to then go read your script? When you're reading it then. When you write a paper, how do you write it? Really small, right? Think if you had to take that and go stand at a podium and try to read it, what's it going to look like?
Gibberish.
Probably really close to paper.
Looking at the paper, you won't be able to look up because you're going to get lost. Okay, so like some sort of narration. You might have to figure out, like, if you want narration, are you going to have a moderator? So you'll have to decide how you want to do that. Another question mark by that. How are you going to know if you put everybody together? How are you going to know who's reading what?
Put their names.
Yeah, you could put their names, or I was gonna say if you like highlight what's yours,
Okay.
so that way you don't
We
have to.
could probably do both that way, so that even if it's highlighted, you can follow along. Names and
Could you also do separate papers for each person?
Yeah, but I feel like it'd be harder to do that because it's supposed to be like, when they're done, so I think.
so, yeah, well, let's think about that, Calvin. That's a good question. So if you and I are debating each other, and you only have a page that has your stuff, how do you know to be prepared that I'm going to be finishing my speaking? So just think about that. So, I mean, it could be that, yeah, so I would think for me, it would be helpful to be able to see what you're going to say next so that I know, oh, okay, he's getting to the end of his, I got to be ready to speak. All right?
Okay.
And definitely, I don't know if you need to memorize, but rehearsing maybe once or twice.
Just let me know like what
Okay.
you're
Anything else that you would think that might make it easier to read or do? I don't have anything else I can look, but I think you guys did a pretty good job. Anything else that make a script easy to read, the paper that you have in front of you? We wrote maybe numbering the pages to make sure so
Oh,
that,
okay, so this is order.
yes, they keep them in order. And labels, professional. Okay, I think. Highlight your part, labels and names. Okay. Any questions? Okay, I'll take a picture of this and I'll send it to each of you, and then Mrs. Sapp said after everybody's done, she'll put it in Echo for you guys, but I'll take a picture and send this to you. So just remember, the goal is to be comfortable and to be able to speak professionally, formally, but yet smoothly. And to do that, you gotta be conversational with simple sentences and just make it big enough so that you can read it. If you're not sure what size, you can print make one page and then print a page, and if it looks too big or too small, you can reprint it. Don't kill too many trees though. Just make sure you only print one page. Any other questions? You guys did good, thank you.